I may be down a couple accounts today. Since I can't use my phone. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not down a couple accounts. All right, you guys, we are live. We are live. Let's get to it, baby. The market is officially open. You know, I'm running a little bit behind. I wanted to start the stream like 20 minutes ago. But we are pulling up our NASDAQ chart right here. All right, market just opened. So y'all gonna have to work with me because I'm gonna be moving a little quick today. First thing I wanna do is check the opening range gap. Wait, where's the opening range gap? Is there no opening range gap today? So that's electronic trading hours. I'm on the right chart. It should have gapped up, right? Or am I? And this is why we probably don't want to trade holiday season, because something is going on with this. I'm not seeing the opening range gap. So far, we're going to look at the daily chart real quick. All right, so we had some liquidity down here that we was targeting on the daily time frame. So I'm going to mark this out. On the daily. So we have our daily low right there being swept. And then we have this big wick right here on the weekly time frame. Right? We have this big wick right here on the weekly time frame. Let me make sure I do an audio check real fast. All right, so we got this wick. So I will be looking for the midpoint of this wick right here to be hit. So it looked like we might be just taking sales today. I'm gonna drop back into this daily. Yep, then we got liquidity down here on this daily time frame as well. So on the 4 hour, we already got this big gap down. Right, from our new week opening gap. We have a bunch of selling price action right here. Drop down into the 15-minute chart. Everything is clearly going down. So from here, all we have to do is figure out a way to get inside of a sell. That's pretty much what it's looking like. All right, this is our 9. I'm gonna put a vertical line on the 927 candle so I can find our first presented fair value gap. If we have made one yet, I think we have made one right here on the 932 candle. All right, that's our first presented fair value gap right there. So I'm gonna label this real fast. so we're going to label this because I believe we want to be taking a sell. Right, we need to measure out this range right here. And then you can clearly see on the 1 minute time frame from the swing high from swing high to swing low. This yellow line right here is the midpoint of our range. All right, so we're going to be looking for this price to come back inside of a premium area, and then we're going to look for a sell. And then we're going to target this yellow line, right? So maybe the trade will look something like this right here. Right, maybe it'll look something like that right there. So this is how we frame a trade idea, right? Using the daily bias, and that's a 5-to-1 risk to reward ratio. So this is the trade idea that I'm going to look for right now. I'm going to get logged into all of my accounts because I haven't even logged into any of my accounts yet. You know, if you are new to this channel, make sure you drop a like on this video. I would greatly appreciate that. Just making sure I'm logging into all of my accounts. I'm aware that it's Martin Luther King Day. It's a holiday, so if we do get a move, I'm not really expecting that much of a move. You know, it's one of those days where it's like whatever you get, if you get something, take the profits, walk away, be happy. You know, start the week off strong. I got to check my emails as well to see if FTMO gave me my funded account yet. Don't seem like they have hit me up about that funded account, but it should be on its way. So I got a funded account on the way. And then I'm logging into my 100K funded account with AlphaCapital right now to see if we can make some money on that account right now. All right, I'm trying to see if the market is going to try to fake us out, or are we going to just go straight to TP? So far, we are respecting these little order blocks on a 1 minute time frame. Right, I just don't want to get faked out. It's already not the best day to be trading, so I just don't want to get faked out. So far, really very light price action so far. I want to go back to this weekly chart and make sure I have, all right, so when you're using these wicks on a higher time frame, make sure you're aware of every quadrant, right? So like right here, measuring this out, you guys, it's already measured out actually. There's just so much on my chart, you probably can't even see it. But essentially I measured out this wick right here on the weekly time frame. Starting with the bottom of this body right here, this green wick. And then I put my Fibonacci tool all the way down to the bottom of this wick right here, and I measured this out. So I'm looking for it to, at the very least, hit the midpoint of this wick. Right, we already broke through the quarter level. So I'm looking for at least the midpoint, maybe even come all the way down here and create some more liquidity, right? So that's why I'm looking for a sell on a 1 minute. Right, told you guys that I wasn't going to get in too early. Right, I'm looking for a price to at the bare minimum. Right, we have a little bit of a range right here from swing high to swing low. Right, swing high, swing low. We're looking for a price to come back up inside of a discount or a premium area, right? Because we want to sell. So if you think about this, like if we own the supermarket and we're trying to sell, we want to sell at a high price, right? We want to sell at the most premium price that we could possibly sell at. So that's why we're looking for a price to come back up inside of this first presented fair value gap, right? It may even want to get messy and go up, way up, right? We have another first presented fair value gap right here as well. I believe this may be from the Asian session, right? But essentially, I'm going to be looking to see what price wants to do when it gets up here. You know, it's acting like it wants to turn bullish all of a sudden, but I don't really want to fall for that. Remember I said I'm using the daily bias. We already broke through one of the daily lows so far. There's another daily low right here, and then there's also the midpoint of that wick. I don't know if price is going to want to get down there right off the rip, but what I am waiting for is for a price to at least get above the midpoint of this range right here, which is right here at this yellow line. Once price gets above this midpoint, I can start looking for a potential area to take a sell. Looking to see if I can go for maybe, you know, a 3 to 1 or something like that. That's what I'm going to be looking for. So it just tapped into our area right there. You know, before I take a sell, I just want to see how it's going to react for a little while. Like I said, I'm not going to be shocked if this price wants to go up into this first presented fair value gap right here as well. And then we have these two order blocks right here as well. So I'm just going to be really patient. Trades like this can offer a really good risk to reward. You just have to trust it, and even if you know you get stopped out, it's okay. You'll live to see it another day. So we do have some equal highs up here. So that's why I'm being patient. I don't want these equal highs to be the target, and we just, because it's a very slow day and not much is going to happen, I don't want this to end up being a move because we did sweep that daily low. Price could just continue up right here as well. So that is the reason why I haven't taken the trade yet, but I am looking to possibly get in the sell. I just want to make sure that I'm not on the wrong side. We just broke above this first presented fair value gap right here. Let me lighten this up a little bit. But these order blocks may hold price down, give us a really good risk to reward right here. So right here, I'm actually going to take a sell right here. So I'm taking the sell right here just to see if I'm right, then I'll know pretty fast. All right, I want to see this price start to break down. I told y'all we was going to at least touch into this box right here. I wasn't able to get the perfect entry, but I pretty much just got in right where it's at now. And just want to see if we're going to continue to go to the downside or if we are, going to start reversing and going back up. I have very small risk. I'm risking about 0.5% on my prop firm accounts. So very small risk. I have my stop loss up here. So let me move this up so it can represent my actual trade a little bit better. My entry is actually all the way up here. All right, so I'm actually already floating into some profits. Well, as soon as I said it, now I'm about to get stopped 2 seconds later. So price is popping back up to this midpoint. Let's see if our stop loss is going to hold right here. I want to see a rejection off of this midpoint. Otherwise, I know I'm going to get stopped out. Well, I already got stopped on my accounts. So I get, because with these Forex prop firms, the price is different. So even though I haven't even hit it on my trading view, I got stopped out on my funded account for negative 350. So not even 0.5%. So I might have been needing to be on a 5-minute time frame for this as well. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. This could just be the actual reversal, but we have a potential little breakaway gap right here. sure I'm not missing nothing. Maybe I should have been using this entire range right here. And then using this right here to take my sell. So I'm possibly about to get right back in. Same trade idea. Let me see. It's very, very, very bullish right now though. So I definitely don't want to get back in. You know, the risk to reward is really nice all the way up here. It's just a little too risky to try it again. Yeah, it's looking too bullish for today. We tried to sell, it didn't work. Now it's just flying off the roof. So all of these breakaway gaps, they were respected. So, you know, can't win them all, bro. That's why you got to manage your risk properly. You know, we only took a negative $350 loss on our funded account, so it's not that big of a deal. But it's still just, I'm still trying to see if it's going to do some type of, is it just going to sweep this liquidity or what? 15-minute time frames look much different. So there's nothing I can really do now. I'm not going to go and force another trade. I'm not going to go force another trade. But on the 5-minute, I mean, it looked like we may be able to get a continuation going higher, but I really want to wait and see. I don't want to start getting chopped up either. You know, it's a Monday. Already taking a loss. I don't want to start doing too much. But if it wasn't a Monday, like right now, I'm looking to see if I could do something like if we get a pullback somewhere, maybe in here. I want to see if I can maybe do something like this and follow the momentum. That's like a good 3-to-1. But how high are we going to go? That's the question. If we can get all the way up here, it may be worth it. That's a 7-to-1. Still too soon to tell if this is a fake out or if this is the real deal. So far, it looked good. We swept this daily low, right? Made a breakaway gap. The markets have taken off. All of this, nothing but green candles. So this is very algorithmic, right? This is very algorithmic right now. So we definitely don't want to keep selling. We already lost on the sell one time. It would be crazy to take another sell. We just essentially have to figure out where to put a stop loss for a buy, right? And we don't even know if they're going to pull this market back and come and pick us up. But we need to wait for the market to create a swing high. All right, we need to wait for at least a swing high. And if this swing high is going to be the swing high, then we need to be trying to get in all the way down here. All right, we need to try to get in all the way down here somewhere and have a stop loss super tight and see if we can ride it back up. That's if the market even wanted to come and pick us up. So we might be cooked on this one. You know, it's only 10:02, so still early. It's only 10:02, so it's still early. Don't look like they coming to pick us up. Even still wondering if this could be a buy, but I'm definitely not going to chase it up here at the top. It could be bouncing off of this new day opening gap and just keep going from there, but I just can't trust it all the way up here at the top like that. What's good, Melon? So you said how to trade on futures prop firms. You have to log into Vape to do that. Now, I'm not going to be able to show you that in this video right now because I'm actually watching the markets live, but you just pretty much log into Vape if you're going to use a futures prop firm. Me, I use Forex prop firms, so I use Trade Locker. You can't really see it on my screen, but if I show you like this, if I show you the screen that I'm looking at on my iPad, I'm logged into my Trade Locker right now. So I'm trying to see if we're going to be able to find another trade, man. You know, this right here, this momentum, I want to make sure it's authentic. Right? If we don't touch inside of this breakaway gap, right, I'm going to be maybe looking for something like this real soon. But I lost on the sale once already, so I definitely don't feel like taking it again, but it's looking like price might be starting to reverse right here. On a 1 minute time frame. I just can't help but feel like I'm going to get faked out again. If it don't come back up here and hit this little breakaway gap, we could be looking at a sell, or it may come back up here and sweep this liquidity right here, and then before it drops off. But so far it's looking like we might be going right back down. I just don't like this price action with these type of markets, man. I'm not the biggest fan. But so far my trade is like a 1 to 5 risk to reward. Even where it's at right now, if I was to take the trade right now, it's like a 1 to 5. Just really want to be patient because, you know, it's Martin Luther King Day. I don't want to get faked out again, man. You know, we've been locked in on these 1 minute time frames too. If we look at the 15-minute, you know, we came all the way up here to this wick, right? Price look like it still want to close within this 15-minute fair value gap right here. So that's another reason why I think this could be a sell. Right? We didn't invalidate this 15-minute order block right here. I'm not saying that it's, you know, that the price still can't go up and keep going up, but so far it just stopped right here at a random area, and then this just so happened to be our new day opening gap as well. If we really want to be safe, we could just put our stop loss right here. If we really want to be safe. But like I said, I'm not trying to really predict the sale just yet. That could have been like the little scalp that was available, the only scalp that was available right there, and that could have been it. Price have been just going up, 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 and up, so it's really hard for me to just take another sell. I already lost on the sell once. Typically, when I lose on the trade during the session, I really try to be patient on my next idea. Right? I don't want, like, my next idea have to at least get me back to break even, or maybe even back to profits. Right? That's how I always try to go about trading. Yeah, man. So my trading journey, pretty much, I started in penny stocks, and I believe it was 2019. I had already traded stocks before, but that's when like I officially started my journey, started studying. Then I met some people. They was telling me about Forex. Eventually, I started learning about Forex and crypto, and now I'm trading Forex pretty much in futures charts, right? So that's pretty much all I trade is the NASDAQ, right? I don't trade Forex pairs, but I trade using Forex prop firms. Had my best year last year, had my a 5-figure payout last year, and then I had multiple 3-figure payouts with Funder Pro, and then I had a 5-figure payout with AlphaCapital. So I'm looking to just, you know, keep growing with that right now. I'm funded right now. I got a 100K account with FTMO. Then I also have a 100K funded account with AlphaCapital that I'm trading on right now. So, you know, I'm just looking to make this a really good year for myself. This year, my main focus is pretty much risk to reward. You guys had already seen me take a loss on my first entry. Like I told you guys, I'm not down that bad. Let me see, I might even be able to show you guys, for those of you who never want to believe anybody, right? That's the trade I took. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Right, so that's the trade I took right there. Lost about 350 on that trade in my 100K funded account. Now I'm looking to see if the market is going to play some more games and act like it was going up, 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 and up, just so it can come back over here and eventually go back down. It's still so early in the day. As you guys can see right here, this was the buy and I missed it. Price broke below this daily low right here, made a breakaway gap, started to go up, 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 and up. The first presented fair value gap from today, when we broke above that, came back down, retested it one time, and then we just skyrocketed to the top. All right, so I pretty much missed that trade. I was trying to take sales. You know, I was on the wrong side. It happens to the best of us. But I seen the potential to buy, but I just wasn't really trusting it at the time. But this was what? This trade right here was almost a 3-to-1 risk to reward. So we missed that one. Now we're looking for another trade. Looking to see if we're going to get pretty much the same thing. Price came all the way up here, filled this gap. All right, remember I said I was looking for prices to go down. So if we're going to go down, we're not likely to take this high right here, which is why the market seems to have stopped right below this high, and now we're making market structure going back down. So I think it's about time for me to get in this trade right here. And I hope they're not faking me out, because I can't help but feel like this is a fake out type of move. And I literally just got wicked in the lowest price right there. That was so unfortunate. As soon as I pushed the sale, I got put in at the absolute worst price. So let me show you guys where my entry is at right now. I got entry all the way down here. So my risk reward isn't all of that great anymore. But I'm trying to see if I can ride this momentum down and get back to, at least get back to break even on my account. All right, I should be able to move my stop loss about right here real soon, but I want to wait for this candle to close before I start moving my stop loss too fast. So for now, I'm going to keep my stop loss right there. All right, I should have been getting in right here. Would have had a much better risk to reward. So I'm hoping the market don't, decide to just chop me up for the next 30 minutes. If they can start giving me some profits, that would be sweet. I want to see price start to break below these gaps right here, these first presented fair value gaps that we had on our chart. If not, I am up about $200 on one of my accounts, but my actual funded account, when I pushed the button, they put me in at the worst price possible. But even still, I'm up about $100 on the funded account right now as well. I don't know if you guys can see that. Right, I don't know if y'all can see that, but I'm up about $100 in there. So I'm trying to get back to break even. So right here, I should be able to move my stop to like right here, but I really don't want to rush it too fast. Okay, I'm up quite a bit now. We need to see a real strong continuation. I'm getting ready to move my stops into profits. Oh my gosh. As soon as I said something. All right, I haven't moved my stops yet, but I should have been able to move my stop to here and we should be protected. I just don't want to move them too fast. I want to see how far I can ride this down. But I do want to protect my accounts as well, since I've already started the day with a loss. I'm just hoping that it can go a little bit further so I can actually be in profits for the day. So I am going to put a vertical or horizontal line on my chart to show you guys where I'm moving my stops at right here. I have my stop placed right here right now. I'm looking to see if we can get a strong continuation. And I want to be able to move. If we drop any lower right now, I'm going to move my stops, all my stops into profit. Okay, so I moved one of them into profit. So even if I get stopped out on that account, I should be green on the day. And then my other account is like right at the tipping point. Just needed to go a little bit lower. So I did get stopped out right there on one of my accounts. So I'm pretty much back to break even. And I'm going to move the stop on my funded account. At least I'm going to move that stop to break even, since I didn't confirm it down here. But I confirmed one of them on one of my accounts down here, so I got stopped out on that account. And then on my funded account, it's pretty much like right here is where my stop is at. So we're going to see if I get stopped out right here. So this is not the type of price action that I wanted. I wanted more of a continuation. But so far, I'm not really too worried. This is what happens when you manage your risk really well. So I would like to see this candle right here start to come back down though, but I'm going to at least put my stop loss $100 into profit. Right there I got stopped out. So I at least had to make 100 on my funded account right there. Just get some of the money back. Because like I said, we could have just been coming back down to go right back up, right? So we did ride that out. We're up in one account for the day, but I got a little greedy on my funded, tried to ride it out a little bit for too long. Only made $100 on that trade on my funded account. So at least we protected our account though. You know, I would have have loved to been able to trust that fair value gap right here and taking a trade like this. I would have loved to have been able to trust this, but I'm so scared to trust this little fair value gap right here. The way that market just springed out of there, yeah, it's over. It's going to blow right through that. Yep, it's going to blow right through this little fair value gap. So that's why I was trailing my stop so aggressively in the first place, because I really didn't know how much they wanted to give us on that sell. And, you know, if y'all remember, I said we're going to be looking for a range. We're going to be looking for a range inside of here where we could have taken a buy. But look at that. Price came right down to discount, bought right back up. Now it's taking out this liquidity and is aiming for that liquidity up there. So not really too surprised to see that. So I was actually happy I was able to move my stop loss fast enough to get up out of there and get some of that money back. Part of me want to get right back in right here. Part of me wants to really get right back in right there. Try it again. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. And this will be my last trade for the day. Yep, this is going to be my last trade for the day. See if we could take this sell back down, at least target this liquidity right here. If we can't get all the way down here, we should be at least able to get this down. Yep. So I think we might be able to get a little sell back down right here. And then this is going to be my last trade idea of the day, win or lose. Not really a huge fan of this back and forth price action. Man, I'm getting sleepy watching this price action, y'all. That's why I'm about to be done for the day. I'm hoping that we just wanted to take this little swing high right here. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping we just looking to take this little swing high and then start to come back down a little bit. It's 10:34. It's really hard to tell what's going to happen with all of this choppy price action, but we struggled to get over these highs once, all right? I don't know if we're going to break through this time. So we just swept these highs. Now we want to see how this candle right here is going to react on a 1 minute time frame. Are we going to get some aggressive movement back down or no? Man, I'm about to go lay down. I'm getting tired. I am getting tired. Ooh, man. Wow, big drop right there. As soon as I put my head down for 2 seconds, now I want to drop off. We need a continuation on this drop. It's a lot of manipulation in these candles. That's why I said, you know, if I can get out of this trade for a profit, I'm just going to be done for the day. I was hoping that we could have got a real continuation right there. I don't like how it, you know, took this little low right here, and I want to see this 1 minute candle close really weak right here in order for it to make me happy. Okay, so let me see. We're in profits. Don't want to celebrate too early, but we are in profits right now. We're up about 200, almost 200 bucks on my funded account, and on one of my other accounts that I'm trying to get funded, we're up about 600 bucks on that account. So I'm not going to move my stop just yet, but I do have my stop right here, right? I'm going to use this as like my imaginary stop loss so I can show you guys how I trail my stop in real time. I would like to see a gap get left open about right up in here. This would be like the first place I would normally trail my stop. So we got the gap, right? So now I'm going to wait to see how this market is going to, not this market, but this 1 minute candle right here. I want to wait and see how this 1 minute candle is going to respect the market right here, because this could be a good place to, you know, be able to move my stop loss into profits so that I don't have to really worry about this trade as much, right? But we don't want to move it too early either and get stopped out prematurely and, you know, miss out on some profits. So very choppy market. I really don't want to sit here all day and just trade the chop forever and ever. So that's why if this trade can go back down and I can get my stop into break even or in profits, I'll be happy, because this is going to be my last trade idea for the day. 100%. I just don't like to waste my energy on markets like this where it's not really moving that much, and it's so easy to be taking a buy and then 1 minute you're taking a sell. I don't like to trade markets like that. Bare minimum, I should be able to for sure move my stop right here. Right, but like I said, I don't want to move it too quick. But I definitely want to move it so I can decrease some risk off of this trade. But I just don't want to move it too quick and then get stopped out prematurely. So maybe when I was up in some profits, I should have been taking them. Like, I should be able to move my stop at least down to right here. If price break above there, that will not be good for our trade. but I haven't moved it yet. I'm just trying to give you guys live commentary for learning purposes. My stop loss is still right here, but I should be able to move it here to take some risk off the table. My only fear is that the market is trying to hunt these stops. So if we can get this 1 minute candle right here to close red, I'll move my stop right here where I have it at. That will at least take some risk off the table for me. But now I'm wishing I would have just moved it into like profits when I had some profits on my screen. But I'm trying to get, I try to get a little bit too fancy and at least see if I can get this take profit area right here. That would have been nice to make some, you know, small profits on a day. This is why, you know, days like this, if you get profits, you just got to take it. Because the market is going to stress you out. I'm definitely going to just confirm my stop, take some extra risk. If it come up above this right here, then it's just over for me. So I've just moved my stop. I'm looking for another red candle to continue this little fall right here. When I was up, I should have just took the profits. You know what? I'm thinking about moving my stop back up here, man. Something is telling me to put my stop back where it was at. What do y'all think I should do? Should I just keep my stop? Let me see the difference. Yeah, I think I'm moving my stop back where it was at. I don't like that stop loss. Just got a weird feeling like the market just could sweep this liquidity right here. Let me show y'all. This little liquidity right here just look like it can get swept. So if this liquidity gets swept, but we don't hit this, I'll be okay. But I would prefer to see this high right here not even get broken. But it just feels like they're going to sweep this liquidity one more time. So, trying to have some patience, you guys. I should have just got out right here. Once it hit this blue box, as soon as I seen that it was respecting that, I should have just got out. But, you know, I was trying to be a little bit too greedy. but I'm not really in downdraw by that much. So if it could just come down a little bit more, all I really want to do is be able to move my stop loss into profits right as it's starting to run, right? I don't want to move my stop loss into profits too premature, get stopped out, and then it just keep running without me. Because at this point, I'm starting to be convinced that we may want to continue to go to the downside. Man, this market is definitely very choppy, bro. I wish I never even took my second trade idea. Like when I got my account back to break even, I should have just left it alone. Or at least when they gave me some profits right there, I should have just took those profits and walked away. But this is why on days like this, you just gotta, lower your risk down to pretty much nothing. So even though I'm in the red for the day, I'm only in the red like $250 on a 100K account, right? So that's 0.25%. Days like today, you don't want to be, having a max drawdown day on a day like today, right? I can like go walk away from this trade. I can go do other things because I'm really not worried. If I win or lose, it really don't matter that much. I'm just a little bit mad at myself because I knew I should have just took profits right here and saved myself the stress. Like this year for me is all about stress-free trading. I don't want to just be fucking watching nothing happen for 2 hours. I could have been doing something else with my time. But we're gonna see if I'm right, you guys. Sometimes on days like this, you have to just trust your trade idea as well. You can't really get too fancy with trying to move the stops around and trail it and do all of this extra stuff. You just have to say win or lose. This is the idea. If it don't work, I'm done. If it do work, I'm done, right? That's how you pretty much have to approach days like this. I was hoping they was going to at least give me this little target right here and maybe touch into this little order block. I would have been happy. I would have got out the trade, but I guess they want to put me through the ringer today, man. So drop a like on this video, y'all. Help me get in the algorithm, man. Y'all see I'm over here struggling, trying to get a payout, trying to get funded. It's hard, man. And, I'm at home right now. Like, I be doing this stuff on the road, bro. That's the craziest part. When I'm on the road doing this, that's the craziest part. So I appreciate all of y'all who decided to drop in today and, said something in the comment section below. That's what's up. Y'all know I always appreciate that. I'm really trying to engage with you guys more often this year. I really want to help as many people as I can get funded, or just learn something new, right? Even if I don't help you get a payout or help you get funded, hopefully you can come here and learn something, right? It may not be the most entertaining channel, but at the very least, we're going to be talking about trading, and we're going to be always looking at the charts, and we're going to be always looking to position ourselves to make some money, right? This is what this channel is all about, right? And it's just perfect timing that as I'm giving my speech, the market is dropping right now. So right here, for sure, I'm going to, like this, where my yellow line at, I'm going to move my stop loss right there. But I want to see this red candle close really red right here, you guys. We need to get some follow through on this candle. But I'm going to start moving my stop loss because I don't want to really sit here and be in this trade all day, right? We need some follow through. So actually, I'm gonna pull my stop all the way down to here, and as we get this follow through going through this yellow line, I'm gonna move my stop loss there, and hopefully we can just fall right off the cliff, and then I can make some extra money right there too. But I should just be closing this trade right here and just being done, honestly, because I'm tired, bro. I'm tired of watching nothing not happen for a whole hour and a half, 2 hours. So if it's going to give me something, like, let's go ahead and speed it up. You know what I'm saying, NASDAQ? Let's go ahead and speed this up. Right? Yo, what's up, Chris? What's going on with you? Make sure you drop a like on this video for me, man. I appreciate that dearly. We in some profits, right as Chris entered the chat. All right, so I'm definitely going to move my stop right here, you guys. All right, so this will be the first place I move my stop. Win or lose, I'm moving it right there. Hopefully we don't get stopped out right here right now. But win or lose, I need to move it into profits. I'm not about to keep playing around. Right? I don't know if y'all can see that on my phone. I'm trading on my trade locker. But I just moved my trade into profits right there. And I just got stopped out right there. So I lost $4 on that trade. I don't know how I lost $4, even though I moved my stop like $100 into profit. So all in all, we lost about $289 on the funded account today. And then on a account that I'm working on, trying to get this account funded, we only made $171 or $172 on a 200K account today, right? So as you guys can see, I'm using very small risk, right? I'm using very small risk today. All right, because this market is going to be choppy, right? So, but the overall point is, you guys see how I'm trading. I'm using first presented fair value gaps. I'm using new day opening gaps, right? Not one time did I really worry too much about a random 1 minute order block or anything like that. I use all of these gaps from the higher time frames, and that's pretty much how I trade them, you guys. Right? I was hoping to get a bigger push through right there, make some extra money. It didn't happen. I had to protect my account. We moved our trade into break even, and then they stopped us out. So that is another way for you to know, like, hey, this is going to be a choppy day, right? So you don't really want to keep trying and trying and trying, right? This is when I just pack it up and go and just say, hey, small red day on a day like this is like, it's honestly a win, bro. If I check back in this market and then it dropped 100 points, I'm not even going to be mad. It's just nothing you can do on a day like today. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, man. I wish I could scream with y'all every day. If y'all keep liking this video, if y'all keep using my code TRUCKIN, I promise you one day I will be able to be here and sit with y'all and look at these markets, and we're going to be killing this shit one day. I'm telling y'all. But I really need y'all help. I need y'all to use my code TRUCKIN. I need y'all to hit that like button so one day I can become a full-time trader, you guys. So I'm about to get ready to end the stream right here. Wouldn't be surprised if now that they, took me out the trade and I was probably going to drop. But regardless of what happened, I'm not sitting around for this. I got better things to do with my life, you guys. So I hope y'all do the same. I wish y'all all a great trading week. You know, there's no reason to rush today, you guys. It's a holiday, it's Dr. Martin Luther King Day. So I'm going to show some respect to Dr. Martin Luther King, and I will see y'all